So part B is where most of the marks on this question are. We're asked to find the values of A, B and C. And so just thinking strategies, that's three unknowns. Okay, so that should be beginning to make us think of, three unknowns, I'm going to have to do some simultaneous equations. Where there's two unknowns, you can do two simultaneous equations, and when there's three, you can do a system of three. And we can generate our equations using the 3 points that we have now that we know the value of P. So if I take this first point, minus 2, 0, I'm going to look at that point. So I know that when x is minus 2, y is 0. So I'm simply taking my function and I'm replacing the value of x with minus 2, there and there, and the value of the function, or y in this case, as 0. And that gives me this equation here, which if I simplify it, leads me to 4a minus 2b plus c equals 0. Now I just changed the sides over because that suits me when I'm ready to put it into my calculator to solve the simultaneous equations. If I look at the second point, it's exactly the same process. So here I have the point where x is 0.5, my function is minus 12.5. So once again, instead of x, I put 0.5. And instead there and instead of the function of y, I put minus 12.5, and that simplifies to this equation. Then I'll pick up the third point, which is x is 3, function is 0. Now that I know the value of p from the previous part is 3. Substitute again, the x value is 3, and I put 0 in for the function, and then I get 9a plus 3b plus c equals 0. So now I have my three different equations that relate a, b and c together. Now this I can now put into my graphical calculator to solve a system of three simultaneous equations. Now whichever calculator you've got, it all works in a similar way. You need to choose the number of unknowns. So I'm going to have three unknowns in this case. And then you enter them like this, because I've got 4a minus 2b plus c equals 0. Well, I put in the first row 4 minus 2, 1 because there was 1c there, and then 0 as the answer. And you can see now why I rearranged my equation to look like this. For the second one, I'm going to put in 0.25, 0.5, and 1, and then minus 12.5 is the answer. And then for the third row, I'll have 9, 3, and 1. And then I just have to solve, and I get the answer that A is 2, B is minus 2, and C is minus 12. And now I've completed part B of that question.